Let's start with your reading, Taurus. Today, we are going to look into your recent past, current energies, and near future, and then we will immediately clarify in order to find out more details about your messages. Now, let's begin right away with your reading. Ooh, okay. Oops. All right. The main energy for the reading today, Taurus, is death, rebirth. There is something here that is definitely coming to an end. When this card comes up in your main energy, it means that the cycle is ending. And this cycle was a very impactful one. Something that, at least in the past, was very important to you. It feels as though some of you lately have tried to diminish the importance of this, potentially because it got very frustrating. But this is coming back for a resolution and for closure. So let's see what this is about and where it's going to lead you to once it's fully over. In your recent past, we have the Two of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. We see how in the past someone had their priorities all wrong. In fact, the Queen of Pentacles reversed talks about misplaced priorities and talks about someone too self-absorbed to see the damage they were doing around themselves. It definitely looks like this person here has put something else first, maybe even someone else first for some of you. And eventually they ended up acting selfishly without really and fully understanding what they were leaving behind. They were too focused on the next best thing over here. There is more to this that you should know though. We'll look into it when we clarify. In the current energies, we have the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. It's clear that someone now is regretting their actions back then. But also what I see here is that you are disagreeing with someone, whether it is a conversation that has already started or that is going to start soon, or perhaps this is your heart and your mind not agreeing on how to interpret some of the incoming events, not agreeing on how to move forward, I see some sort of redo, a repeat of something that comes in potentially from that person, which will be your way back or way out from this cycle that the death energy wants to take to an end. Overall, this is going to surprise you and confuse you at the same time, but hang in there, we'll see what this is about. In the near future, we have the Ten of Wands and the Hermit. I see you very much in your head about this whole situation, Taurus. I really see that, which tells us that even those of you who were certain on how to handle this situation, even those of you who thought they got closure from this, will be challenged by this incoming energy, not really knowing how to handle it. There is something here that just doesn't make sense. And the more you think about it, the less sense it makes. We'll see what this is, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some clarity to this subject. So let's start clarifying and let's begin with your recent past. The World, the Hermit, and the Seven of Swords with the Knight of Wands. This person is someone who has the tendency to obsess over things, don't they? They quickly shift their focus, their attention, depending on what shines the brightest. And you, Taurus, if this is the person you were dealing with, I'm sure you will agree with me when I say that this is incredibly exhausting to deal with. It's as if you had to chase this person around in order to keep them close to you, in order to keep them in this situation. But eventually you realize that this was a very unfair dynamic, Seven of Swords. And potentially you did accept the reality of things. It hurt, it definitely did, but it hurt more seeing you bending back and forth for someone who was not doing the same for you. And so right here, I see that although it was not what you were hoping for and expecting from this, eventually you detached from it and you tried at least to get some degree of closure with the world, which was definitely a closure that this person didn't help you get because they were too busy on something else, on someone else. So I definitely feel your pain. But the most important thing that we see here, Taurus, is that you realized when it was time to say enough. You tried and tried, and then eventually you said, you know what? I cannot be the only one trying. I'm going to walk away. And so you did. Let's see what's going on in the present. Let's clarify the current energies. Oh, Nine of Cups, the Empress reversed, and Justice with the Nine of Swords. I definitely see someone here who wants to reach out. Not sure if they have yet, but if they haven't, they are dreaming about it, potentially even planning for it, and thinking about this in, guess what? A very obsessive way. And you're picking up on that energy, Taurus, especially those of you who are very in touch with their intuition. There is something right here that seems to be a recurring pattern. You see things appearing and reminding you of that person, and they start to become more frequent, right? They all seem to be the anticipation of something, but truth is that this person got where they wanted to get. Nine of Cups, they got their wishes, achieved what they wanted to achieve, and what they are feeling now that they have arrived is loneliness. They feel lonely out there, and they look back realizing now for the first time maybe what they have lost along the way. This combination here, the Empress reverse and Justice, is definitely something that is hard to process. They're not happy with that. They look at themselves in the mirror and they're not happy with what they see, not just physically, but what they represent, their actions, the way they handle this. There is something that they do not want to accept, and potentially they want to bring justice. They want to fix things, but it ain't easy. It's not easy at all. So let's see then what's coming up in the near future, and let's clarify the future energy. Six of Wands, Nine of Wands, Page of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. You know, overall, you seem to be terrified now of false new false new beginnings. It happened in the past that you really believed in this. You really thought it was going to be something stable, something long-term, and then ended up with very little of all of that instead. You don't feel you can trust this person right now. I see you guarded with your walls up. Trust their intentions, their words, their actions of it all. Something just doesn't add up. And it's mainly due to the fact that this really is coming out of the blue. How does someone go from moving on, 10 of Wands, thinking only about themselves, acting as if they don't care, to then obsess about this reconciliation? How does that really work? You Taurus are not like that at all. But don't forget the type of personality this person has. We mentioned it at the beginning of the reading. Someone who has the tendency to obsess about things and things that they don't have. And now you are their new obsession. The truth is that you have waited for this for a long time. But at some point, I feel that you stopped waiting. Eight of Pentacles. You started actually working for yourself, giving all of that love and that energy to yourself. And now you do not want to feel like you're walking backwards. Although with the Six of Wands, this person is really going to put up a show for you. I see that this will scare you in a way because you know how good it felt in the past and how painful it turned out to be. It's a very dangerous position to be in, and you don't want to make the same mistakes again. The way they come in will really surprise you, Taurus. This person seems determined, confident. They have this obsessive energy, the same obsessive energy they had when they walked away from this in the past. But this time, the position are really flipped. You are top priority, but can you really trust it? We definitely have a lot to look into, and I want to keep going with the reading and read deeper into this person's energy to understand if they're hiding something, to understand why now, understand their real feelings and intentions. Let's see what you should expect from them in the near future and how all of this is bound to evolve if you decide to look into it once again. Also, let's see what else is coming your way in the next few months that you should absolutely know about, Taurus. If you want to dive deeper into the messages with me, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free, personal, live, 45-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Taurus. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the incoming events is the moon. And you know, the moon is definitely telling us that the mind and the heart will definitely speak two different languages when this comes in, because the mind is telling you, take your time. Knight of Pentacles. Don't rush into any decision. Go back into this or walk away from it. Take your time, think about this, and don't forget what this person put you through. But the heart here is wondering, what if? Maybe it was just a misunderstanding. Maybe we were not ready at that moment, but we might be ready now. There is definitely still a lot of passion and attraction, but what else? Are you confusing love with physical attraction? Overall, here we see that you're trying to understand what to do here and trying to understand what this person might really want at this point. But what you fail to see is that you need to focus on what you want. And if you see this person as something from the past, something that you will never able to trust again, then Taurus, there you have your answer. You shouldn't invest into this anymore. But the most important thing you should do with the moon is trusting your intuition. And it's beautiful to see the sun right here. So there is a positive turn of events coming up. Let's see what this is about. Six of Wands, someone is definitely going to come to town and make you feel special once again. So let's see what this is about. And as mentioned earlier, let's read into this person's energy and let's see what's going on with them. Oh, okay. Eight of Cups, Two of Wands, and 10 of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands. You know, the first thing that we see from this person is that in their heart, they have been planning to come back to this from the very first moment that they left this situation. And this is why we see how right